They were having multiple issues with all three of the chimneys leaking water down into the attic and living space. And multiple companies that were called before us recommended that tear it down, build something modern, do something completely different, because it's going to be a work in progress for quite some time. And it will take a lot of effort to preserve the fieldstone chimneys. Their vision was, you don't see many fieldstone chimneys anymore because they are so difficult to keep. We embraced their vision and came out, and at first it was like a faucet was being turned on anytime a rain cloud was close. They were leaking that badly, and we started sealing all the mortar, but then even the stones themselves had fissures in them that water can get through the smallest of gaps. And so it took a lot of effort. Multiple times we were out here trying to do the best that we could to embrace their vision and keep everything as original as possible. We did discuss rebuilding, and it was very clear very early that that was not an option. So we had to go to Plan B, and Plan B we went to. It was like, wow, all right, what do we need to do? There were other experts in the industry that, you know, we'd bounce some things off of. All right, this is what we're trying to do. We're not accustomed to doing this on a daily basis, and so it took a lot of research and effort for us to help them succeed in their goals. Very great that they wanted to keep it original. I'm Shane Starkey, and several years ago, Kent and Olga called our company. They were having a difficult time finding a company that could embrace their vision to keep the house as original as possible. It was always exciting to come out here, because every time I would come out, they would be working in a different part of the house. Of course, I knew where the chimneys were at, and I could come out and put the ladders up and climb up and do what needed to be done. But each time they were working in a different room. It was a massive project, at least a 5-year process. It was very exciting, because I can bring my daughter, my grandkids by here and say that is a very special property that we had a part in restoring, and it will be a point of personal pride for the rest of my life. Historical significance of this house, and the fact that the lady that built the house, Cora. The fact that Cora in 1898 had the vision and the ability to take this project on herself, and had the vision was pretty revolutionary back in the 1800s. The view from the top of the roof is phenomenal, and obviously that's where my work was focused on, was on top of the roof. The third floor has a roof line that has a very mild pitch to it, and it is neat to sit up there and just take in the view all the way around. This house has an incredible flow. It has an incredible feeling to it, and if you were to start changing things up, you know, if we would have redone the chimneys to a more modern chimney, for example, it would not have ever felt like it was the right fit on the property. People that can appreciate preserving history will be appreciative of that project. And it was something that, okay, we'd come out and do as much as we could, and let's wait till the next rain. There were times that we would hose the chimneys down, and we'd have somebody else in the attic space. Yep, we're getting a leak on this chimney. Problem with that, and the reason it was difficult to hose it down every time, is the pitch on the roof is steep. It's unsafe to be on a roof that steep with wet shingles. And so we had to take safety into precaution. 2-3 years from now, they might call again. You know, things shift, things dry up, things move. To preserve something like this is not indefinite. But the goal to keep what they have is definitely a long-term goal of ours as well. It was very intimidating because we knew that there was a lot of effort and a lot of work to go into this. The easiest thing, the quick fix, would not have held true to their vision. And they would share different stories of different parts of the property, and it was always an educational, entertaining. It was just very exciting to come out and see what progress had been done since the last time I was out, and what stories, what gems that they had to share with me each time. And I could probably come out here once a week for the next 2 years and still not get all the gems that they have to share with the project and the importance on this part of the property or that part of the property. It's truly been a pleasure coming out here. So it was difficult to come out and do it once and be done. We really did not do a very good job recording man hours, trips. Most people probably would have come up on this property and not picked up on that doesn't fit everything else. It's great that ladies were even back then able to do such a magnificent feat. Not bad for a dumb old redneck.
No.
One time I was out and I was in a real hurry because the storm was coming, and I took a couple minutes up on top of the roof and just watched the clouds coming in. But I was sure to get off the roof before it started raining. I helped them preserve the fieldstone chimney case. They're the fieldstone chimneys, the 3 chimneys. These chimneys are very difficult to prevent from leaking, and almost everybody that came out originally to help them said, "Oh, well, tear it down, rebuild something more modern, encase it with just a wood chimney stack." And that's not what Kent and Olga had in mind or envisioned in this. And they found us, and we were willing to come out and work multiple times, to correct the problem. And we finally have accomplished that. Oh, it's been a neat process because I've been coming out here for several years, chasing those little fissures that are in the rocks to, and so I've seen the transformation of this property, and I mean, their vision has been incredible. It's been their full-time job for 8 years now. They've put so much effort into it, and it's really neat to see the final product. It was an honor to be included in this, even though the part I had, I feel, was very insignificant in the grand scheme of things.